Get your day started right. From our shack to yours, this is Coffee and Ham Radios. We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are live. Hopefully that worked. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Abe.
Hey.
We have a guest today. His name is Michael, and he's down in the lower corner there.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. I thought we were going to be having his conversation via PSK Reporter, but I wasn't. 100%
That was Hammers. Thank you.
Hammers.
Hammers. Oh, Hammers.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a neat thing on that.
real quick, hi and welcome to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you being here. If you have any questions for Michael, go ahead and write question and then ask him stuff. I don't think that there's anything off limits. His agent told us that we could talk about everything, including.
What were you measuring?
There's one thing off limits. There's one thing off limits. We can't talk about his Amazon account.
Oh yeah,
we can't talk about that.
It's not my account.
Not your account, but what people order off of your store. We can't talk about that.
What kind of people
it's a family show.
Hang out with? So if you look at the thumbnail, there is some Chinese writing on your sleeve in the thumbnail picture. I think it says "subscribe to Smoke and Ape," but I'm not 100% sure. But I think that picture, that was on the internet. I just did a quick search for K8MRD, and that picture was one of the ones that came up. It's probably lifted from one of your videos, is what I would imagine.
Well, I've never just taken a picture of myself,
But somebody might have taken that picture. That might have been when you were doing the photo shoot for Only Hams. I don't know. Like somebody might have been taking that picture.
It could have been. Steve would have the master files for those.
Yeah, I do.
They're Polaroids, right? He likes to do it old school.
I look at those every night.
There you go.
shaking it good. Hey, Molson, welcome to the show.
Hey,
you got a Molson.
We'll be doing a rant a little bit later.
Yeah,
sure.
As we get a little
rant
fired
cam.
up. We get some caffeine.
You gotta put
some
Rant
Coca-Cola
cam on there.
Yeah. I don't know how to overlay graphics yet.
Oh, so I saw him in the chat. I didn't see him here. We got one more.
There he is.
Look at that.
Who is that guy?
He's smelling his finger. What is he doing?
That's his new thumbnail look. Right
I was
there.
told
Who
y'all
am
had
I?
y'all had a really boring show today, so I got sent an invite.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason this morning. I was like, we have Mike, but I don't think we have a topic.
Topic should be your background, Dave.
Yeah, well, I don't. I like the ponies as much as anybody.
I started to bring that top up
I think
yesterday.
he's ironically wearing that Metallica shirt.
What do you mean, ironically? You don't like Metallica?
I do.
Of course I do,
My
but
Little Pony.
that's the popular
boys
thing
live-
that the kids do is wear band shirts of bands they have no idea who are.
I've been wearing Metallica shirts since I was 13.
Dad listened to.
I grew up.
And
with
let me
those
tell you
guys.
something. I don't like Metallica anymore. Since Load and Reload came out.
Oh, you're one of them. They cut their hair.
No. They started playing pop music. So prior to that, although I do like Garage Days Reloaded. I think that came out after that. Oh yeah, revisit. I'm getting the Load and Reloaded mixed up.
Don't
Didn't they do Load and Reloaded? Right, that's two of them.
Load and Reload, yeah, and then Followed.
Hey, they probably went to Deanza. There's not much there. I mean,
But it wasn't just them. It was like Aerosmith went into the Crying Crazy Amazing Days, and there's a bunch of bands around that time that went that took a hard turn into the pop realms.
Aerosmith
And then
crying for a
Guns
lot
N'
longer than that.
Roses. Guns N' Roses took forever and released Flaming Turd. So
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's not really Guns N' Roses. That's Axl owning the rights to the name Guns N' Roses and making
I
a big
know.
pile of dung.
which is why I quit listening to Styx a long time ago.
So are you the one of the guys that like once Duff McKagan stopped playing the drums, then it was no longer Guns N' Roses, or was it?
hey, didn't Run DMC have to bring Aerosmith back on the charts? They're like, who are these guys?
That was mean, Chuck. But yes, they did.
Yes. Oh yeah, I guess that might have been before these guys' times.
What was I think it was Pump. There was an album before Pump or after Pump. Right around then is when I stopped. I mean, I like Aerosmith, but that's when I was really like, yeah, I don't know if I can keep listening to these guys.
I can go on record as saying I do not like Aerosmith.
Well, that's just heresy. You're not really an American.
Right?
No, I am. They're not metal enough.
So real quick, before we get too far ahead, these two Texans down here are not separated because they're in some kind of feud. It's just the way the thing lined up. So,
yeah, the way that ham YouTubers break up with each other, I had to ask Jason. I was like, "Are you sure you're okay with Mike?" And
there, all fixed.
And Jason's on top. So
hey, put Jason on the big screen. I want to see what his shirt actually says.
Tatuaje.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Who?
Never mind.
Tatuaje cigar
be an
company.
Indian thing.
Tatuaje,
cigars.
which is Spanish for tattoo, which is a cigar company. But the word itself means tattoo in Spanish, but it's also Tatuaje Cigar Company. So
their Reservas with the double bands are very nice cigars.
you stop it. You stop it.
Girls loved NSYNC, so I was a big fan because I'm a big fan of the members of the opposite sex. That's how that works.
Right.
Yeah, well, I came in and Tio was listening. He's like, "Tell me why." He was all
back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark. Those are my jam days, man. The jam days.
Dudes, I remember when Donnie Wahlberg was in New Kids on the Block.
And KOTB.
He was so dreamy back then.
We were watching TV one night.
I know.
My daughter and we were sitting here watching TV, and I told my daughter, who's 11, I said, "You know, he used to be in a band in the 80s. What?" I said, New Kids on the Block. Look it up.
I mean,
he's like a
calling
cop on
band
TV
is a
now,
stretch,
right?
though.
Yeah.
Boy
That's the other one. Was like, what's up with all these guys being policemen on TV? Him and Ice Cube and
Right.
Boys 12 is my favorite boy band.
okay. Well, Jason, you said you had something you wanted to talk about. You got a big surprise tonight. Is that right?
giving away some Yaesu radios on the channel tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So don't need that, but I want one of those.
Oh, you should sign up for it.
No.
Yeah.
Again.
We do. I've been doing monthly giveaways on the channel every month this year, ever since January. And this month we're giving away a brand new Yaesu FTM 200, which is being drop shipped by R&L to the winner. So I got to send that information over tomorrow. And then this was actually donated by a subscriber of mine, Richard.
nice.
K8MRD. He went to HRO here in Texas, bought this, left it there in my name, and I went and picked it up yesterday. So this is a brand new unopened FT5 that someone will win tonight as well.
Those are
awesome.
great radios. I got one.
Cobain gets it.
Yeah, I've got one too. I love it. It
is jam up, man.
Yeah, I carry that one, my ID52, and kind of switch back and forth between the two of them. So they're both good. But anyway, that'll be going on tonight, and I'll send you guys a link. I don't have mod in the YouTube chat, but I'll send you guys a link on how to sign up that you can share whenever you want to.
Can't you right click in that? Just add them real quick.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm not sure which one's more work for you, Tio.
Do it.
Just do it.
But
Adding him or fixing all the things that he screws up.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comes with the ad, right?
Don wants to know if this radio does GMRS, and technically it will if you Mars mod it. So
if you just remove the resistor, you're good to go.
that's right.
If you can
Not
see
feel
it.
at all.
I so want to do that to my VX7R, but I so don't want to break my VX7R.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened with the GMRS, the FCC website? So
Everyone hammered it.
they went
I still-
crazy.
Oh yeah, like 4
I still don't have
new subscribers.
You know, two years ago when I'm like, hey, I'm still studying for my GMRS test, everybody's like, why in the world do you want to do GMRS, boy? And you know, the second it drops to $35, people act like it's
Oh yeah.
and everybody runs out and gets it.
There's two reasons. Number one
Went to
is because
$35.
well, besides that, the first reason is it's not a Rubicon. The second reason is because all the ham radio guys are now talking about GMRS. So, so influencer.
Influencer.
I don't
Mike,
have any
don't
problems
comment
on
in
the
the chat.
FCC website. But now that
He's in the
I'm
chat.
official licensed GMRS user, WRQD567. Oh crap! I forgot to change the name of my channel.
Yeah,
WRQD 567 radio stuff
dude.
and stuff.
I saw your tweet on that, or your
Yeah,
whatever
that's
it
pretty.
was.
That's pretty funny.
But
I
yeah,
had to put.
but no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had to put mine on the radio so I could just actually remember it when I use it.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do as well. Yeah, I've had GMRS since before GMRS was cool. So I've had my license for
Me
like
too.
12 years.
It's only been cool for a few weeks.
Exactly. So I've had
yeah.
it since longer than that. I know. That's what I'm saying. I've had it for like 12 years. So
I mean, I was like, well, that'd
Still
be kind of
figuring
neat
it
to
out.
have one. That'd be kind of neat to have an official license for all them Walmart radios I bought over the years.
Right.
But not at $70.
It's
At 35. I'll be
especially
like, okay.
it's especially fun to go to Walmart, sit in the parking lot, and mess with those guys.
Yes, it is.
So
They use MERS.
I'm not going to say I've ever done that, but
What?
I know for a fact it's fun. So put two and two together.
Dude,
You've heard it before,
Harmful
right?
interference is bad. But
Go up there and tell them that there's too many there are too many carts in the parking lot, and wait and see how long it takes them to come
wait,
out.
or you can be like, somebody dropped a jar of mayonnaise and I'll eat.
That squirrel has no ears.
And then drop the jar of mayonnaise.
If you are at the beach, all you got to do is set your scanner to GMRS or play with your GMRS radio. It is wall-to-wall traffic at the beach on
At what
GMRS
beach?
channels. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Pensacola, all down there.
The nude beach.
I'll have to look. I'll be at the Gulf Coast on the
Good
west side
morning,
of Gulf
David.
of Mexico in about a week, so I'll have to check that out.
You
Thank you very much.
I'm sure it's probably over there too, but I mean,
It
down
probably
here,
is. Yeah.
I was glad to
let's,
see you answered. I was going to say I was glad Jason answered Javi, not for the, but only because you
It
put
is
in the thing for the overland thing, and I totally had just spaced out on when that was. So unfortunately, the Colorado one,
Yeah. So that's the week after the Huntsville Hamfest.
right?
So I'm driving to Huntsville, which is that way from me, and then I'm driving and I'm be there for like 4 or 5 nights, and then I'm driving back this way, and then I'm driving up that way, like 2 days later. So I'll be at home for like one night between those trips. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So
Thanks to the Swede. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be able to keep the show going all the way to the end today.
That's right. And make sure you stay to the end. Oh, that's right.
Are you going to that show, Chuck?
I'm going to do that one or the one in Oregon, or both.
So I think that the one in Oregon is new.
Is it?
I think. I don't know how big that one is.
I actually know
But-
people in that area that I could probably stay there.
Well, since I
Did
got
you do
to
that?
work. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you do the whole thing where you're going to stay and all that stuff? That was like, holy cow. I guess it's really not that expensive if you think about a room, but
Something happened. What did you do, Theo?
I switched views.
I just changed the view.
Enhance.
I went to the East show in Virginia last October, and we camped out there in a tent. There were people there with RVs, overlanding trailers, regular RVs, whatnot, and that was fun. So I'm looking forward to going to the other shows this year.
A
But
10-meter DX, nice.
I
I
just
could
got
see where that'd be fun.
I just got a new RV trailer like a week and a half ago,
I
and
knew that.
we're taking it to Big Bend tomorrow. We're actually leaving tomorrow, go to Big Bend.
Who's
And
Big Ben?
it's in Texas. You wouldn't get
Oh,
it.
I thought that was some guy you knew.
No.
Bend, B-E-N-D.
Big
Big Bend.
Ben
Which
is
doesn't make it any
Oh,
better.
they'll be bending.
Big Ben
This is
a
why
big
I
ass
don't like
clock
Jason's
in,
used
in
trailer.
England. Big Ben is a
I've
big
seen
ass
that.
clock.
I've seen that clock in England.
Yeah.
And we have a Big Ben in California too.
Lionel, thank you.
So, but I'm scoping out Quartz Fest next year, Chuck.
Oh, okay.
So I've
I'll
been wanting
probably
to go to
be
that
there
for
for
years,
sure.
And I'm like, man, this would be a good time to do that. I hate that it goes the week prior to and ends on the weekend of Winter Field Day. That's one of the reasons I've never gone.
Right.
But
Thanks, Leno.
I'm
You
like,
know, I think I've got Javi talked into maybe moving a little closer to the action. Javi likes to be out on his own, you know?
yeah.
It's like, yeah, but unless we bring something to ride over there, it's a long ways over to
Yeah.
all the things, you know? And you usually got to carry your own chair there. Actually, people just leave their chairs there. Sorry, I got us off track there, guys. I'll get you back.
John's got a question. I have no idea. I wasn't with Mike that day. We met up later that night.
So yes, I actually Friday and Saturday was using the Cartena, and that thing's getting out, boys. I don't know if you saw the. I don't even know what the heck I did.
I'm going to send you all my antennas, Mike, to tune them for me.
Yeah. So there's look at that map. That was
That's
Friday.
excellent.
And there's actually I got 2 Italian stations, but Hammers didn't pick them up, so we don't see the map there.
Oh,
but all the
not
way
on
up
the
to
map.
Alaska, and there's also this was from yesterday.
Well, how about that?
So
And
That
Mike,
was 100 watts.
yeah,
I know how to
Yep.
fix
Almost
that.
like we knew what we were doing.
almost. I mean, I wound the Torite to be fair. So
Did you use the happy pencil method that Ape recommends?
I watched. So when I got sent mine, there were 0 instructions. It was just here's a bunch of stuff.
Sorry
You
about
got a
that.
preview, yeah.
Fake it until you make it. That's right.
So I watched Ape's video on how to make it, and I watched Chuck's video on how to make it. They both made them completely different.
We did.
And then I wrote the directions that you finally
Just
got.
the ending part. The first part was the
I just
same.
want to say that if you're going to start talking about ape and a happy pencil, I might have to be out of here.
No, man, that
I don't
happy
know
pencil.
what ape means by happy pencil. I
No,
don't,
he
I don't
means
want to know what that
it's-
means. So.
It's literally a happy pencil.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
special
around here
Toroid.
somewhere.
It's a Toroid wind-in device.
It's around here somewhere. Now I'm getting really nervous.
Where's my happy pencil at?
Thanks, Don.
Happy pencil out, boys. It's too early in the morning.
So yeah, I don't know
Biggest-
what magic sauce you guys have in that antenna, and it's
It's in the winder. Extra 2 dB
it's
right there.
unfortunate that you have
Nylon.
closed down the ordering because people want to throw you their money.
I know.
Well, we got
I would just
Kinda,
take
it's
it.
kind of funny how when you
They
put a
raised
video
the
up about
price.
something, people want to buy it.
we have
Like,
some
haha,
parts coming in.
suckers, you
So
can't
Tia,
have
what do we wait? We have 15 from the first round. We still need to get out. Do we have all the parts for that?
We're waiting on 4,000 feet of wire to show up.
That's what I thought.
It's ridiculous.
Who thought the wire would be the hard part to get, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, after that 4,000, don't we have a couple more thousand on order?
Right.
Yeah. It's
Man,
ridiculous.
getting the wire. has been,
4,000 is 40 kits.
right. It's a pain.
Jeez.
Getting that wire. But
Did you like-
They came out in droves after Mike dropped that on his video. I mean, it
They
was
did.
Sent me.
non-stop in the Discord. Hey, Mike sent me for the Cartena. Mike sent me.
Well,
What do I have to say about a Cartena?
What?
we got to
does
we
this
got to
mean,
see
John?
Mike's video before it went out, and I'm like, oh my god, we need to start ordering stuff because he was so excited. It's like, and he said it in the video. You guys are gonna be, buried,
Screwed,
and
John.
we were.
Yeah. New
he was like,
portable
you guys will
radio
probably end up breaking even on this deal.
I wonder
that
what
a
he
hint?
got since he
Yeah.
didn't mention that.
Is that the 819 coming out?
He's not going to tell you.
Oh, I know.
He's just
The
gonna
819
leave
is
that
coming
there.
out. Is what I understood.
I can dream, man.
I wonder if he was on when I said I was giving away 2 Yeezy radios tonight. I hope,
He was.
John. I hope you know that that's an unwritten invitation to you tonight, sir. So
He was on.
Sir.
good,
Sir.
sir. Join us tonight.
I mean,
John.
I do it too.
Good son.
That's
So
tonight.
you guys using? I saw. Yeah, that's tonight. I saw your prototype. I think it was a prototype that you brought to Hamcation.
Mhm.
Is it the same type of wire that you're using? That really flexible.
Yeah,
What's the stuff called? What's the name of that?
BN Tech Go.
it's the
22
silicone
gauge
jacket.
silicon jacket wire.
Silicone jacket. Okay.
Yeah, that we like it for a couple of reasons. One is it doesn't knot up and get
Right.
tangled and twisted and everything like some of the other wires. The other one is that it has a decent velocity factor in that the antenna. So for 40 meters, you end up being around 62 feet as opposed to 66 feet. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference in 4 dang on feet? We just like it better.
Just the
So,
frequency.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're on top of a hill, maybe you only have so many feet. But
But I got to tell you, I'm thinking about using that for most of the antenna stuff that I do now. And I have a ton of the Poly Stealth, but it has some 18 gauge Poly Stealth that I probably would still use for like long-term QTH antennas just
Right.
because it's so dang on durable.
Now, I'm not really looking
Right.
for long term. I'm looking for portable stuff like what Mike does. But yeah, the Poly Stealth is good. So Poly Stealth is what Pactena uses, and Adam sent me some stuff, of the wire he had, and I put that on my spark plug antenna.
Back
But I
then,
really
not
like-
use Poly Stealth.
It's not Poly Stealth. I thought it was.
Nope. It's
No.
wire
No,
they
we
get
have
from the Wireman. I added
Ape
Poly
different.
Stealth to the pack.
Ape, don't get your finger stuck.
Yeah, last time I showed this on screen, I got my finger stuck in there, so I'm not going to.
Well, that Poly Stealth stuff that Adam sent me is just like the Pactena wire, so it must be very similar then.
The Poly Stealth
Jason,
is a
there's
lot
a
more
question for you.
flexible and
This
a
is
little more
super-
relaxed.
This is pretty rigid, though, but this is 18
Pactena
gauge.
wires I have is pretty flexible, but okay. I don't. You know what? I really like the Cartena wire. That was cool. Sean sent me an antenna kit, and it's got that same wire in it, so I'm looking forward to building that.
Oh, he did send you that? Whoops.
He sent me his version of it.
He doesn't have a version.
He doesn't. Yeah. He didn't send me a Cartena. I don't have a Cartena. So.
Gotcha.
Don's
we didn't know who got him, to be honest with you.
10 Aussie dollars is enough to bribe you for tonight's game.
10 Aussie dollars.
$10 dues.
Don't you have to pay when if he sends you 10, don't you have to pay 10 to get it?
No. I think it's no. I don't remember which way Australian dollars go.
Oh no, I think we're better than we're ours.
I think ours is
it's reversed of UK. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's like $8 here. I don't know. But
Soda Beans wire is great. I just ordered another 300 feet of it.
Soda Beans has good wire. Yeah, Adam gets his wire from Davis RF, I think it is.
Amateur Radio Supplies.
Well, his new wire's coming from AliExpress.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Well, Davis RF was out of it for a long time, so maybe that's why he went to AliExpress.
For his little antennas, he's using some other stuff.
Yeah, that poly stuff. Yeah, the poly stuff has been out for a long time. So
he's using what's the other stuff that's nice? Not the silicone jacket. What's the other? The really expensive stuff that it's hard to find.
The Teflon stuff.
He's using Teflon on his new little antennas, I think.
The
like
Remington
32 gauge or something, 30 gauge or something.
The Remington Teflon wire that I use, that stuff is like $250 a foot. So I only use it for winding certain toroids and stuff like that. I'd never use it for
30 gauge. Holy crap!
That's like
pretty small.
Church, that's like your church toroids.
It's like you hang it in a tree. You're like, I'm just gonna leave it here because I can't see it now.
Where you floss your teeth
where did it go? I don't know.
Do you remember the red stuff he showed us at Yosemite? That's what he's using. That's that Teflon. That stuff's really nice. But the only place you can get it cheap is AliExpress, and I can't read Chinese.
I think that's what he sent me for the pack. He said, okay, so he says I use PTFE insulated wire 26. I thought it was 26 gauge. Poly stuff is still better and more durable, but 10 times the price.
Yeah, PTFE.
Yeah, PTFE is that's Teflon.
That's Teflon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought he was using even smaller than that for some of his little antennas.
I think 26 gauge is what
he says. He's saying 26 gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would go much smaller than 26 gauge just because I don't think I could see the wire.
Right. Seriously. Yeah, it's red, though. The stuff he sent me is red, so makes it easier to see.
Maybe it was 26 gauge.
Yeah.
So hang on a second, boys. We got a question from Mike in the chat. Mike, they want to know what logging software you use.
Just a pen and paper.
No.
It's called Scribe.
He does it like Lizzo on paper.
About Throwline.
What the heck is it called? It's a Weaver Arborist Throwline. I did a whole video on it.
Yeah, there's a whole video. He has a whole video on that.
Is that the green waxy stuff?
I think mine's sitting right here.
It's yellow, but yeah. It's
is it Zip It? Zing It?
I just got some of that throw line. I've also got some
Zing It
is
some really good stuff.
Wow. I ordered some after Mike showed me that package he's got right there, and Amazon canceled my order like 3 days later because they said they were
Mike
out
showed
of
you his package?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that your fanny bag?
Yeah.
This is the cube that they're talking about. This thing opens up, and all your throw line and your throw weight is
what is?
Yeah, that's too big.
Cube.
Well, Richard in the chat was mentioning he has a cube. What is a throw cube? I've got that. I got the beanbag thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about your beanbag. So it opens up to a bigger
I didn't say.
triangle.
Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
The stuff I've got is Dynaglide Green from New England Ropes. And that's from a professional. I got this from a professional tree guy, a buddy of mine. I don't know.
$60
I didn't pay for it. He had extra.
That's big money, Chuck, over there.
No, I got it for
You can't
free.
hide cash like that, man.
Yeah. I don't have the little bag though.
I don't have a wrench. I can't post.
Oh, so that whole okay.
I asked
so
you to
he's
make
not-
a comment so I could do that. I thought you were working on
make
that.
a comment.
Oh.
So here is the
See, look at
Adam says he's using 36 gauge. It's got about a 1 pound break strength. When the wire gets that thin, I have problems. Stripping the wire, crimping the wire, doing all that kind of stuff.
I'd break it pulling it out of the bag.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's no good.
What's it underneath? Clack. Oh, okay. Guess I'm using another antenna
that stuff
today.
was really cool though. I liked it, but it's pretty thin. Yeah. You know Adam, he doesn't like he wants to save weight so he can carry a 7300 up the hill.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. He's all about packing light right up until the radio.
Right. Well, he has light ones of those too, but
He does.
There's the link to my throwback video. I just posted in the chat.
And then if
Super
I had
delay
weather,
here.
I'd show you how to use all this stuff. Yeah.
it's just
Well,
for
Beautiful
fun.
here.
What's the high there today, Steve? 20?
42.
Ooh.
Man, I talked to a guy in, I think he said he was in South Dakota yesterday, and he's like, "Yeah, we're getting ready for a blizzard." I'm like, "That sucks."
Oh,
I was like, "Well, let me send some warm wishes your way. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and sandals." So
I think he was talking about going to Dairy Queen and getting the blizzard.
maybe
We have this here.
At
Just
least,
kidding.
one
Maybe.
of those down the street.
Do
At
they
least
have
I'm not
Dairy
that
Queen
guy.
in
freezing his tail off in South Dakota. Whew,
Yeah,
that's
but
not
you
me.
had snow the other day.
I know I'm making fun of him.
Yeah.
Well, while we got Mike on here, I wanted to ask him a question. I think you did a video where you had an amp connected to your 705, and it was that, is it like a 50 watt amp?
Yes. Well, it's like 40-ish.
All right. Now, with that amp,
I haven't
did you,
released a video on that. Well, yeah, no, me and my friend Ryan have used it a couple times.
maybe I saw a picture or something like that. I don't, you did.
No, I have used it.
yes.
What's the question?
So the question is that did you have to make an internal modification to that amp? Because what I'm hearing is that amp has a return voltage that can go into your 705 and cause drama.
That amp, yeah.
I didn't see any way to connect it other than RF sensing.
Yes.
I didn't see a signal line.
Let's take a look at it and
Well,
see.
No,
That's
should
the
have a
signal line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there it is. I didn't see it.
And Kevin Loff, I actually just filmed a video. I just did this the other day. I filmed a video on how to do this because Kevin figured it out, but he didn't show how he actually spliced and cut everything together. So
You're not going to show us. I'll take
I
you out
did
the big
that.
screen. There it is.
that little black circuit, you got to cut the signal line. You got to tap it into the power, which is there. And it took me making that circuit is a pain in the butt. It's only 3 components, but they're so small.
Right.
How much power again?
40.
It's like
40, I think.
the most I've gotten out of it's like 42 watts.
Sideband.
Yeah. Well, no, keyed down CW.
Okay.
test
Okay.
it.
Okay. To test it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. That's a lot better than
Yeah,
5 or 10.
Well, that amp's
it works.
pretty inexpensive, right?
A couple $100, yeah.
Yeah, they went
It
up.
goes 80 through 10. It's the MX P50.
I found one of those Yaesu 100-watt QRP amps on eBay
Like the one I have.
3 or 4 months. I think you did do a video on it, Chuck.
That
Because I
thing's
went and looked it
badass.
up, and I'm
I
like,
mean,
oh, Chuck's got one, and it's RF sensing.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, this is freaking cool. I think it was like $300, but it worked.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
it went
anything.
up.
It worked for
Thank you.
anything. So
You know, a buddy of mine sent that to me he goes, "Merry Christmas." So I
Really?
sent him I sent him a Moxon. So
oh, there you go. There you
Bingo!
go.
There we go.
So-
There we go.
that's you got your bingo card. You guys got your bingo card. Moxon gets the center square for you.
Moxon.
No, that
like-
thing
is
will
that
do
like
like
when Don says
125
buttons?
watts too.
Yeah, I mean, being that it's Yaesu, I would trust it better than something I got on AliExpress.
You don't trust
or something.
no-name Chinese ham radio amplifiers?
I said I would trust it better
Well,
than I
the
would
cool
trust no
thing
name ham radio amplifiers.
the cool thing for the 705 is it's RF sensing, so you don't have to hook any wire
Right.
to
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah, and you could do that for
Or
the.
for any-
I mean, you can put it on the KX3.
Right.
You can put it on
I've used it on my KX2 and I get like 125 out on
That's
it
awesome. See, that's awesome. So,
on certain
yeah,
bands.
I'm looking forward to. I lost mine. It came with the plug,
plug.
the power plug with this much cable on it, and somebody cut it off. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'll just wire up my own power poles and whatnot. And then I lost the plug at Winter Field Day. I found it
So-
2 days ago. So I was
so,
like, oh, I got it.
Off of my video, some guy posted in there is a way to do a keying line on it also through that plug.
Why would you want
Someplace
to
in
do that, though?
I didn't, because it's so
Yeah.
much easier just to hook it. If I
RF
forget an extra piece
sensing
of
is-
coax, I'm done.
One of the reasons, I mean, I paid like $300 for that amp. And one of the reasons I chose it is because it's Yaesu, number one, but number two, it's RF sensing. I'm like, I can literally use this with any radio I want to.
Right.
So, and I've got like 6 QRP radios.
Yeah.
So
it's super easy.
We'd have to get John to start making those again.
Exactly.
If you look at it, if you look at that and you look at the Elecraft, the little 100-watt Helicraft, very, very similar.
Yeah.
Except for the Elecraft's way prettier.
Yeah, well, it should be. It costs like $1,200. But.
Yeah. Well, it has. Well, yeah, but some guys are getting. Actually, I think $300 for that amp was a good deal for you right now because they're hard to find now.
It's been a few months since I bought it, so yeah.
So, Mike, your video you cover that modification?
Yes, I go through the whole frickin' thing. We build the circuit
coherently.
Yeah.
Okay.
It turned out good. We build the circuit. We cut apart the amp. We perform surgery. We keep all of the magic smoke inside.
Nice.
And I've had quite a few people ask me how to do that, and I'm like, I don't know. So
I thought Kevin did a second video on it though, didn't he?
Not that
Maybe
I've
after
seen.
You talked. Oh, really? I thought he showed it.
Some other guy, I forget his name, but he did a video on it.
Maybe that's what I saw.
But he was just talking about the schematic for like 40 minutes, and my attention span isn't that long. So my friend Ryan showed me how to build the circuit, and it's just what the heck is it?
It's relays, right?
It's a diode, or it's a resistor, a diode, and a transistor.
Okay.
And you solder them together in such a way, and you splice it all into the wires. It's a pain in the butt. Somebody asked if it was harder than building Adam's antenna. Yes.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a guy on eBay that actually sells the kit for those too, I think.
I talked to Josh
for ICOMs.
I talked to Josh, and he said he had something to make that work. Some external cable or something, because he tried to do it and couldn't get it to work. Or something
so you can just do it. I don't know how you would do that externally, because it looks like you have to bypass a bunch of stuff to get to a power. But
I have no idea.
Let me find it for you. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Looking forward to that video. But I thought that those amps were relatively inexpensive. I looked at them a long time ago for my 817, but I never.
They used to be $80.
One.
Yeah, they were pretty cheap. Now they're 200 and something.
Oh, because of Kevin's damn video.
Yeah.
No, it was actually before that. Actually,
that Zygo amp's like 600, right?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, but that's like carrying around a cinder block with you, right? I mean, the one
got a handle. It's fine.
I tell you what. Say what you will about the Zygo amp. It's got a tuner and a band switch.
I think the Zygo amp is a wonderful piece of engineering.
Yeah.
But what I like about Mike's amp there is I could fit that into a cargo pocket and a Pine Jim Beam in the same pocket.
Dude, I put that amp and my 705 and antennas and everything in my little Carhartt lunch bag. So now you're going to need a bigger battery, obviously. So
your video the other day, now y'all had a 7610 out there. Is that yours?
No, that's my good friend T-Ray
T-Ray.
who's in the chat.
T-Ray.
He is letting me permanently borrow what I've decided.
I have not watched the whole thing yet. I was flipping through on the television late at night and started falling asleep, and I'm like, I don't know.
I would fall asleep at my video too.
Yeah, that's a total.
It was late. It was late, man. It may not be you. It may be you. I don't know, but it was late.
It probably is.
That's a total
I gotta go back and watch
T-Ray.
it.
It is an MXP50M amplifier.
The old MXP50M.
Yep.
I mean,
Look for it on
Beautiful radio, by
your
the way.
finest eBay sellers. That is where it comes from.
Now, you said you had to do surgery on the case, so did you actually have to like Dremel the case or something? Or?
No, I didn't have to do anything in the case. You just open it up, and where the wires come in the back of the radio, you've got to cut the signal wire. You tap into the ground wire. You just shave off some of the insulation and solder. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then you cut the red wire, and you kind of insert the circuit in series.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that scene on Speed where the bus is going and they got to. Corey, that's going to cut the red wire.
Yeah, it's every movie in the world. Don't cut the red wire. Well, you gotta cut the red wire with this build. But that's a fun little project. So I had to make The circuit that I made on camera was the 11th circuit that I made because I had to just perfect how I wanted it to be built. And it's such, I mean, some of them I just straight up screwed up.
11 circuits. So you had to keep ordering parts off of Alibaba.
No, my friend Ryan he's got just, I mean, they're so cheap. I mean, it costs a few cents to make the thing. So he had a whole crap ton. I mean, he just gave me a whole bunch of resistors and transistors and diodes.
The and you're like, thank goodness for my general test training that.
Right.
Totally. Like looking at schematics after taking your ham tests, like I had a good understanding of a lot of the circuitry and the schematics, but I don't look at them every day. So I'm like,
If only there was some vast repository of knowledge that was searchable.
That's like, is that a pie?
Maybe one day.
Is that a lemon pie or a RC pie? What kind of pie is that?
Is that
no, but that's cool that you got it working.
Yeah, well, it's still. I haven't totally tested it yet. I took it out the first day, and I was on the air with it for a few minutes, and I made like 5 contacts, and like 3 of the 5 people said my audio sounded horrible. And then I took it home and plugged it in on my front porch radio, and had a half-hour conversation on 17 meters with a guy in Michigan, and he said I sounded great. And then I talked to a guy in Arizona. Yeah.
Do you have a porch couch too?
At the compound we have
what is the porch radio?
We have a dipole over the house that radiates east and west, and then we have, an end-fed half wave, and then we have another end-fed half wave that radiates north and south, and it goes across the street and is hung up in the neighbor's tree. So there's coax that runs down the roof and over the eaves into my porch, and I have it hung up with hooks so I can just take it down and plug in a radio and play front porch radio because it's more fun to be outside. It's whatever radio I feel like taking outside.
Radio? Okay.
No, usually it's the 705, but lately, now that I have this absolutely gorgeous 7610 sitting in front of me,
right at a front porch.
I mean, the 7300's just sitting there. So I've been taking that portable,
unloved, unwanted.
Well, it's like if you only have a 7300, it's the most beautiful radio in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put a 7610 in front of you, and you're like, oh.
Why do I get a third radio?
When I hooked up with its big sister, I didn't look back. That's right.
Yeah. It's way more radio than I need, but it's sexy.
That's not true.
That's not true.
It's all the radio you need.
I don't use most.
You just bought more radios. You bought a Kenwood and an ICOM.
I did.
That's how I feel about my FTDX10.
One of them's going to be a shack radio, a shed radio.
Did you buy the DX10, Jason?
I did.
I thought you originally got it on loaner. Is that right?
I did. Yeah. Okay. So Roger and RNL sent me one that was an open box. Long story short, some customer, he didn't tell me who, got it, thought that was defective, sent it back to him. Turns out the guy either was using the wrong type of SD card in it or wasn't formatting it correctly or something. So there's nothing in the world wrong with it, but he couldn't sell it as new. So he sent it to me for a review, and I liked it so well that I told him I'd buy it. He sold it to me at a discount because he couldn't sell it as new.
Right.
But yeah, I bought it after I did the review on it.
See, that's got to be the most difficult thing as a ham radio merchant is all the people who order stuff, especially DMR radios, and can't figure out how to use them. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, this must be defective. And then pack it up and send it back. I mean, like, that's got to hit those guys.
I cannot tell you. I used to sell radios on GrapevineAmateurRadio.com. I used to sell the TYT MD7 2017 and the MD380. And then when the UV380 came out, and I cannot tell you how many people would call or email me and say, there's something wrong with my radio and or my programming cable because my computer won't read the radio. And 99 times out of 100, it was their computer problem.
Well, they didn't have the COM port probably selected.
If they had the COM port selected, even if they got the driver installed. So they said, no, it just doesn't read it. I'm like, okay. And if they were local to me, I was like, bring it to the Ham Fest next weekend. I plugged it into my computer and it'd read right up. And they're like, well, how come my computer won't read it? I didn't sell you
because Windows XP is not supported.
Right. Windows. Well, yeah.
Windows 95 isn't going to work with it.
So many times that's
dude. I bought 3 admittedly Baofeng 1801s that they had in the used,
Yeah.
as is bin at R&L.
Mhm.
And I got them to knock off a few bucks, and all three of them work just fine.
Yeah.
It was just programming on all three of them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably the case. Like, I got a video where I show how to install a SDR dongle on Windows 10.
That's right.
And it's a really, really popular video. There isn't a day that goes by that somebody doesn't go in there and they're like, these instructions suck. This doesn't work. I can't figure it out. It's B, F, and S.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I guess the thousands of other people saying, hey, thanks, I got to work. And
they're all wrong. They're all
right, that
wrong.
was a
You
bot
know
that I hired to
Right, exactly. Yeah.
post all those comments.
Well, we need TO to make a video on how to program your DMR radio with a Commodore 64, and then all the Windows people can just shut the hell up,
Right.
So
that would be epic.
On the list.
it would be epic. It would be
Totally
pretty epic,
doable. It's just serial communications. C64
That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got to make a
whip out your basic.
whatever that weird adapter for the back of the 64 to get your COM port.
10.
We have
open
a
20.
we have a back chat where a lot of us talk and share stories of comments and things that we get. I was going to tell a story. I remember the first time I was going to like social media just to check it out and read about amateur radio. And, I see a comment and somebody's like, hey, there's this guy on YouTube. His name's a Smoking Ape, and he made this really cool video that I watched, and it changed my life forever. And women like me now. And, he says all this nice stuff. And I'm like, man, that is awesome. That is so cool. But then I'm like, I don't know how I feel about people talking about me when I'm not around. And that's a little weird. But he said nice things, and that's really cool. A couple of days later, I'm looking at some amateur radio website, and there's this effing moron, the Smoking Ape, some jackwagon idiot MF. He went out, and I'm like, wait a minute. just as I was on the precipice thinking of, hey, I'm somebody, then I really, people still hate me.
Very humbling.
Well, all you guys battle that stuff, right? I mean, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Grant Cardone says, if no one hates what you're doing, no one knows what you're doing.
That's right.
I had a great one the other day. I even posted my response on Twitter, which I don't usually do. Some guy was giving me the business about religion and my devil horn.
Oh boy, yeah, I saw that.
So if you're there you are, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, Gene Simmons claims that he's the one who made up the devil horns, and he said he was playing his bass and he played with a pick, and that he lift his hand up with the holding the pick, and he pointed at something, and that was it, and it took off. But Gene Simmons has got a story for how he invented everything.
Gene Simmons invented and wants to copyright everything.
It's like, I'm Gene Simmons of the Kiss Army, and I invented the the devil horns. Somebody the other day posted something, and they were saying that Kiss is just what are the juggalos of the boomers? Yep. What is that?
The boomer juggalos, yeah. I saw that.
Nice. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Their music is horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
Kiss? You don't like Kiss?
No.
In its day, Kiss was
This is
Kiss
the devil
was the
horns.
bomb in its
This is
day.
Surfers.
Yeah.
Listen, man, our moms did not want us to listen to Kiss
No,
because it stands for Nights in Satan's Surface.
Yeah, my mom would take my Kiss records away when I did something.
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
I'm like, not the one with
dude,
Lick It
that was
Up.
a
Not the
thing.
one with Lick It Up.
That's a thing.
That
I
was
heard,
a thing. We're talking in the 70s now, Mike.
when I was a
probably
kid-
didn't think girls were cool back then.
Amrad.
Somebody
Thank you.
told me when I was a kid that AC/DC stood for After Christ Devil Comes.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some
All
stupid
sorts of
people
I heard
out
it was
there.
I heard it was Antichrist, Devil's Children.
Yes,
Hey,
that
that's
too.
cool.
What do I know?
I lived through all that, man. Everything you could think of that had to do. and
See,
playing
I thought it was
I always thought it-
alternating and direct current.
I always thought it was alternating current, direct current.
Nope.
playing
So
playing
Joke's
records
on you,
backwards.
buddy.
Playing our records back.
Thank you, Amrad.
To get.
I listen to
secret
all of
messages.
AC/DC's records, and they never once talked about solar panels or charge controllers. And I'm like, I'm like,
Right.
There's
What are y'all
no
talking
electrical
about?
conversion at all.
yeah, there's no Ohm's Law song y'all are singing. I don't get y'all.
Well, if you play Zeppelin records backwards, it called The Devil or something like that. I don't remember.
Like country music
Yeah.
records backwards.
Number 9.
If you play Zeppelin's music backwards, it sounds like a different band they ripped off.
Right.
Wait a minute.
wait a minute,
That was wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. You're going to hell for that one, brother. I'm just saying.
Going to hell for that one.
Going to hell.
Well, there was a big lawsuit recently where
Play a country music record backwards to get your truck and your
there's
trailer
this,
back.
I can't remember the name of the band. I can't stand them, but they were claiming that
Hanson?
Cat Stevens ripped them off. And Cat Stevens isn't Cat Stevens anymore. He's Yusuf Islam. He went and moved to India and became a guru or something like that back in the 70s, 80s. And this band, I cannot remember their name. Anyhow, they started this big lawsuit, and they said that he ripped them off, and they were going to sue him, and they wanted to get all this money. The singer of the band was married to Gwyneth Paltrow, if that helps anybody remember it. And so they're in court, and at the last minute, this other guy comes in, and he's like, "Well, that band ripped me off," and then they ultimately won. They ultimately won.
Rose?
No, hold on a second. Let me get to the Google machine.
Married to Gwyneth Paltrow.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't keep up with
Right, all the Hollywood
stars. Yeah, all the Hollywood, the TMZs and whatnot.
The drama.
So Hammer
said I'm the devil.
says that Rush stands for rule under Satan's hand.
That's right.
That I've never
Found
heard.
that out. Scott, you
Coldplay.
found that out.
That was a
I'm
band.
not a
Cold-
Rush fan, but I'm going to have
Coldplay.
to start listening.
Yeah,
I was a
Coldplay.
big Rush fan. I
Coldplay
never heard
sucks.
that one. Yes, Coldplay sucks.
I never heard that about Rush.
Rush is awesome. I've
Rush
seen them
was
live
great.
like three or four
Rush-
times. They're
There was nothing
they're
controversial
fantastic.
about Rush back in the day, but
Apparently there is now.
uh,
Or maybe Scott's
was
just
that
making
thing?
it up.
What was
I
it?
don't
Speaking
know.
about bands, and we've all forgotten about stuff. What was it like? Kanye. Thank God, Kanye is helping out this Paul McCartney guy get a
that was a
leg up on
tweet.
his
I
career.
saw some tweets or something on a meme. Yeah.
Exactly.
Really?
T-Ray, thank you
yeah.
very much.
Hey.
I'm not a guest though.
Let you boys fight it out as to who it is.
The children,
talking
the
about.
children were tweeting something about, isn't it really great that Kanye's having this guy on it? He helps out new artists.
Right, they're like he's going to be huge. He's
it
going to
was
be
Paul
huge
McCartney.
because of Kanye.
I don't know who Paul McCartney is,
McCartney
but
is.
he'll be big after this.
he's the guy who did the Super Bowl a few years back after the Janet Jackson incident.
Yeah.
Seriously, he did. Look it up.
I saw Paul McCartney in Las
Super
Vegas.
Bowl, not the Janet Jackson incident.
Well,
Right.
you saw. You,
Or
you-
look up
you
both of
didn't. You didn't see Paul. You saw his impersonator.
What did I? Oh, he's a clone. Did he?
Paul's been dead for years.
Paul's dead because it said so on the record if you turned it backwards.
Well, that's like Avril Lavigne. People swear that Avril Lavigne is a clone, and the real Avril Lavigne died in a car accident.
Makes sense because Avril Lavigne's married a dude from Nickelback.
You just 10 minutes ago, you're like, I don't keep track of all this Hollywood
Right,
married
right,
stuff,
right,
and
yeah.
now
I
he
know,
knows
but he knows it all.
Oh, you mentioned Avril
that's-
Lavigne. That's
That's more know your enemy.
I mean, I really don't know who Joe Perry and Steven Tyler are married to. It might be each other. I don't keep up with it.
That I don't know.
Somebody was saying the other day that they heard a Nickelback song that was really Nickelback play a song that was really good. I don't remember.
They did a cover of a Pantera song. I forget which one. That might be it.
Yeah, but everybody's like, well, technically, it's not a Nickelback song.
Yeah.
It's a Nickelback cover.
Nickelback was like Creed. They were like one of those bands that was actually good, but people love to hate on. So you're like, oh no, I don't like them. No.
Man, I'm a
Right,
big
but-
fan of Creed. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
I actually got to see Paul McCartney and Wings, and they did an open air concert in Berkeley. It was amazing. I
That
mean,
must have been a quick show though, with being that the band is always on the run.
right?
Well,
but
that's a good one.
It was pretty awesome. That was when "Live and Let Die" came out. When he did the thing for "Live and Let Die" for the James
when
Bond
he covered
movie,
that
you know?
Guns N' Roses song.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
song.
Oh,
Okay, whatever.
killing me.
Well, anyhow, when they stopped, when it stopped, they went boom, and then your ears just like went, you
That-
know, because
Didn't
it was so
Guns N'
loud.
Roses cover that song?
Yes.
Because that was a James Bond movie
Yes.
song. Long
It
before
came out
Guns N'
in
Roses was
came out in the late
like
70s.
Late 70s,
Yeah,
yeah. Live and Let
Paul
Die.
McCartney
Yeah.
did it for James Bond first. I'm pretty sure, but
It
Yes.
might have been Paul
Yes.
McCartney do that.
It was.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It was Wings that originally did the song, and then GNR covered.
If you ask Axl, it's probably a Guns N' Roses song.
I'm
right.
sure.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
I think he died.
We got Fred in here telling jokes.
50 Cent feature
Thanks, Fred.
Nickelback.
Thank you, Fred.
That's good.
45
Dad
cent.
joke. Dad joke.
That's bad.
That's good.
Beer Snack,
No.
if you're watching, you can use that on Clubhouse on Tuesday.
There you go.
Right, totally.
Red Molson can recycle that one. Is that?
Lon said it came out in '73. I don't know, man. It was a long time ago.
I wasn't
Yeah,
born,
it was in the 70s. I know that. But
I couldn't remember exactly when. I remember seeing it at the drive-in, but I wasn't paying attention to the movie a whole lot. So
You were going to the drive-in in '73.
I saw
yes.
I saw Live and Let Die at the drive.
in the old man's Ford behind the bushes.
Exactly right.
And in case you
No,
guys are wondering what the
Actually, in the
With the
Vista
tie-in
Cruiser,
here.
Mike. In the Vista Cruiser.
Ah, nice.
Vista Cruiser.
in case y'all wondering what the tie-in to ham radio here is, most of these songs were played on the radio, and in addition to that, a lot of them are actually ham operators. So
Yeah.
Right? Joe Walsh of the Eagles.
Joe Walsh, yeah. Joe Walsh was
All one of them. There it is.
all one of them,
There's probably more.
Yeah, I'm sure.
probably.
Probably not. The hams would be all over it.
You're right.
Like, we've got
What's
famous
hilarious
people
is
in the
that
ham
if the guy in
radio.
Nickelback went and got his ham radio operator's license,
We'd like Nickelback.
all the
You'd be on the
hams-
radio
like,
more often.
Nickelback.
Nickelback is one of the best bands of the '90s, and the zeros and the tens.
There's some lady actress that has it's not Renee Zellweger, but somebody like that has her ham license. I can't remember who it is.
Priscilla
Right now.
Presley has it.
Yeah.
She does, but someone younger than
Terry
her.
Hallowell.
I can't remember who it is right now.
Jerry
Hayden's
Hallowell.
got a
Wasn't
video
she
on
a Spice Girl?
She was a Spice Girl. Yeah, I was wondering if anybody would catch that.
Yeah.
We really took a left turn today.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was told there was no topic today. That's why I'm just rambling.
There wasn't. We're good.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot
Ronnie-
is a
Ronnie
is a
Millsap.
citizens band enthusiast.
Patty Loveless.
Patty
Patty,
Loveless. Okay.
Patty Loveless. Maybe, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Oh, who's? I can't think of who that is.
It's Patty
You're gonna
Loveless.
have to do
Give
the
you
Google.
name.
Country singer. Patty
What
We're
more
gonna
Loveless.
have to
thinking
go
do
to
you
the
need
to
to
the
do?
Google.
Is that a country singer?
Yeah, she's a
I don't
country singer.
That's why I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of familiar, but
Jim listens to K-pop and slow jam. They're
Jim
the,
does not listen to K-pop.
Baby
Polar
metal.
opposites.
Prove it.
Jim listens to
prove it.
Leonard Skinner, Black Sabbath, and ABBA. Okay, so shut up.
ABBA.
ABBA?
Everybody's got their dark secret. Mike is sitting up there chuckling because we know he's
Patty
got every
Loveless.
Nickelback album ever put out.
I do
all
think
got
that
our
Mike probably
dark
is a
secret.
closet Nickelback fan. I could see that.
No.
Gary says
No.
Roy Orbison was a ham. That reminds me of that scene with Fonzie in the Waterboy movie where he had a tattoo of Roy Orbison on his butt. I don't know why. That just reminded me of that.
Fonzie's butt.
I wasn't.
He's
You
like,
know,
The movies that guy did after Happy Days was like total opposite of what he was in Happy Days.
oh yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's because he jumped the shark.
yeah.
was
That's
that?
right.
My goodness.
what was that movie
He
he
invented
did?
jumping the shark.
Night Shift. Didn't he do the Night Shift movie with Mike?
Yes.
Was that Michael Keaton he did that with?
Yes, yes.
I didn't see that.
That's a good movie.
I didn't see that one, but
Don't they transform a morgue into a house of ill repute? Is that what they do? In,
Believe that's.
is that the Night
movie's
Shift,
ancient.
like the Stephen King movie, Night Shift?
No, this was like a rogue column.
I think they made a book out of that too.
Hey, Mike.
The book came out way before the movie.
Hey, Mike, how many times have you used the Cartina now?
3, maybe 4.
Yeah? How's it holding up?
Great.
Yeah? Seems
It's-
okay?
It's doing wonderful. Yes, it is. It is. And I totally forgot to put the zip ties to hold the toroid down. It's just the magnet wire.
but you heat shrinked it though,
I
right?
heat shrinked it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Mine.
My first one, I just
Yeah.
heat
No,
shrinked
I'm
it.
not worried. But it is that winder.
Thank you,
is
Scott.
incredibly durable. And other than if I sent you guys the unedited, when I sent you my build video to watch, there was so much cursing your guys' names. I left some of it in. I edited a lot out. That video will never be published, by the way.
Well, let us finish shipping the ones that we have, then you can publish it. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
There were some rather choice words that I used.
We actually looked at what you said too, and it's gonna make a difference.
We're fixing all those problems.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Well, firstly, the instructions were supposed to be with it, but they didn't show up, I guess.
I hadn't written them yet.
Who needs? I
That would
figured it
probably
out.
solve 90% of the problems right there if it had instructions with it.
You think Mike
No,
would read them?
it really wasn't instruction related. It was more
Mike
little
related.
details. I've made a couple NFEDs. I've wrapped a couple Torrents. I'm certainly no expert.
That's
but,
where I was. I needed more detail. That's exactly right.
Well,
mine was more hardware stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had made changes from the ones that you and Don had gotten from a hardware standpoint. And then we still had some decision points that we needed to make around the type of the, whatever those bullet connectors were. And like, we are even going to include the bullet connectors or not. And
Too soon,
there
right?
was just a lot of things that we still needed to, those were sent out prematurely.
There was also I know you had a part with one part of the winder, and that was somewhere in the process got omitted because it was what you wanted. I don't want to say what it was.
Yeah.
It was there,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it wasn't because I've got printed models with it that I printed myself.
That's weird.
So somewhere I think we changed the size of the hole. And then it
Either
somehow
way,
got omitted.
the antenna. So I'm using it. I took the 7300 out yesterday and Friday, and it's. I mean, NFED half waves are pretty wide banded to begin with.
Correct.
But when your SWR meter doesn't even flicker in the slightest bit, and you're pushing 100 watts through it, that's pretty impressive. So my buddy was
There were
doing
batteries in the meter,
CW
though, right?
on it. What's that?
I'm just joking. I said there were batteries in the meter.
The batteries were dead. My buddy was doing CW with it yesterday. It down in the lower portion, I get a little SWR because I tuned it for the phone portion, but it was still on 20 meters like 1.3 to 1 at the very bottom of the entire band, and it's just 0, like 1.0 to 1. Like in the whole phone portion.
How long did you end up making the wire, Mike?
Oh gosh, you're gonna ask me that.
Did you
I
start
measured it
at
one
66
day.
feet and cut it down? Is that what you did?
So I was sent 90 feet of wire.
With no instructions.
Hey, what's up, the other Mike?
Right.
And I'm like, why do I have so much wire? I'm like, did they send me enough to make 80 meters? No.
Right.
So I started. I know that now.
So I see poison, son.
No, it's fake news. So I just started chopping away at the wire. I put it up, I measured where it was on the analyzer, and I just started chopping. I would just basically string it out as far as my arms would reach.
Well, it was good for 80 meters when you first got it, right?
Well, that's the K8MRD
No,
method,
it was
but
on.
did you measure it after you were done to see how long it is?
Yes, I did. And
Is that what
I
this
forgot.
was? That's how short it ended up being?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's approximately 127 Baofangs.
Yes.
No, hang on.
That's
I
right.
have it.
That's right. He's got his own measuring system.
I took a picture of it because Chuck asked me that.
Well, I do the same thing that Mike does. I just put the antenna up, get a reading, and then start cutting.
Start cutting. Yeah.
Like you could use all kinds of crazy math to
don't
figure
cut.
it out, but
Well, people are like, "How long is that wire on your the ARRL?"
I just want to know how long it ended up being.
They end up
trying
being
to
about
find it.
62, 63 feet, Jason.
I think it was 62 feet 10 inches or 61 feet 10 inches, something like that.
no,
It was
you know
Give or
what,
take.
just
It depends on how
for
high
mine.
you have the on off
Some
the
of
ground
that,
and all
it depends on the deployment.
yeah.
It depends on
Hang
how
on.
well you want
Also
your
depends on the
payload.
soil you're over
60
too.
Sure.
And
Wow.
the heat's different
64
than this.
feet 2.5
You know-
inches.
Okay.
How much again?
64 feet 2.5 inches.
So
Okay,
that's
that
kinda
might be
long.
pretty close to mine.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
a little
bit
shorter
longer
than some of the other
Yeah.
ones.
I forgot what mine measured.
So I hoisted mine up, the antenna winder piece, up to the tree yesterday, to a tree limb, and the wire was just hanging down, laying on the ground. And I was under 2 to 1 across every band on that thing.
And I want to
That
say
was
Jason,
without even the other end hanging up on anything. It was just laying in the dirt.
Jason had a really good comment on the reason we don't tell you how long to cut it, because my soil, I have pretty good soil here because I'm right next to the bay and the ocean.
Okay.
You may not have that soil, so we you want to err on the long side and work your way down. And I also have mine bent over about 10 to 12 inches.
Thump
So
is right.
if I do have to adjust it in the field, I can. You know what I mean? Because I've had that before.
10 to 12 inches off the ground, you mean? Your feed
No,
point?
well, no, my feed point usually is about that, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of my wire, I bend it over about 10, 12 inches. That way I do have some, I mean, I can make it perfect and just make a nice little end on it. But if I have to adjust in the field, like make it a little bit longer,
yeah.
I can.
If you
Oh,
And
I
actually,
see.
my-
do that,
Yeah.
I haven't needed to do it, but
just
and
cut
I
that
actually like,
sucker
I actually
resin.
like, I know, I actually like Mike's way he did his on that little. I think it was one of these things. Let me hide some of the stuff, but was it on one of these?
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I.
that's the.
Oh, you
that-
got the
those are
single
called-
one though.
Those are called
No.
S-beaners, or that's one name for them anyway. And you can get a 4-pack of those on Amazon for like $6. And I ordered some, and they were the exact same one that was on my pack tonight. And I'm like, well, I need like 10 more of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Those
use
things
those
are
for
great.
everything.
I
They've
bought
got
a
the-
I bought a 20-pack for like
Yeah,
$10.
yeah. They've got
Yeah,
the little
they're
holes
cheap.
in the bottom of them where you can feed the wire through if it's like 24, 26 gauge wire, and then wrap it up and do exactly what you're talking about, Chuck. You can kind of feed it through
Yeah.
there and kind of shorten the antenna a little bit.
Well, Mike had the ones that. Don't you have the one that you wrap it around and it locks?
No.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay,
Those two, yeah.
maybe it was somebody
I,
else's.
I drill a hole in the center of mine so I can
Oh.
slide it over the mast. But no, it's the same S-beaner. It's got the 3 holes on each side, and you just
Actually,
snake the wire through it.
I think on the new ones we sent something out like, was it? This is like an early version of it, but we sent something. Didn't we send something out like this, Tia?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yep. Some
in
people
the
are
hole in this, the hole in this fits almost every mast at least one length down. Like what you're saying, Mike, how you do yours,
Yeah.
and it doesn't weigh anything.
Expect those to
Weighs
start
like a
being
gram.
sold. When, let's see.
But that's only got one hole for the wire. So how are you just
No, it's
tying
got
the
2
wire
holes.
to it?
It's got 2 holes.
Well, one
He
for
did-
the
he did.
mast and one for the wire.
Yeah, the bigger hole is the mast, and the other
Yeah.
one's the wire.
So
and
you just
actually,
stick the wire
actually,
through
the
and you just tie a knot
carabiners.
or something or what?
Yeah, you just tie it on.
Okay.
Or
I use
or
a
you
zip tie.
I actually the smaller. I use the little metal S-beaners, and they'll fit right in it too.
Okay.
The small hole. It just gives you.
Spike's asking about where we
I've
can
been
get one of
taping
these.
mine. I've been taping
So-
mine on.
Just everybody is aware, Cartenna is the antennas that we make, and then this particular model is called an Artemis. And we had some changes on the design team. I think everybody's aware of that. And we said, hey, we're just going to do a 50 run of these antennas. And we did that, and there are so many people going so crazy about it. We ordered another 50, thanks to Mike. We ordered another 50 antennas, and so at the end of that, we probably won't be selling these anymore. But someone was nice enough to post the STL file that we use on Thingiverse. So you're free to go and download that and print your own and make one if you like. If you want the kit with all the parts and the materials that we sourced and all that stuff, you're going to wait because right now the wait list for the second batch of 50 is filled up.
Yeah.
And but I'm
we
sure some of those people join the wait list in haste and will be dropping off. So the best thing to do is join the Toads, which is the top link in the chat, Toads Discord, and there is a section for the Cartenna Artemis. You can just go there and you can sign up for notifications, and you would know when those 50 open up.
But Mike, there is a replacement to it, so
Yeah, we'll be making something new.
Oh,
we've already got it, but
wonderful.
it's
Why?
That
new
was,
to-
that was
new
what
to-
Chuck couldn't show.
Why
No,
would
that-
you-
well, that
why
was
would
something
you-
else. I could show it.
You have a product that's
We'll tell you in the
so
back chat,
incredible.
Mike.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
tell
tell
you
you in the
that.
after chat. No, it's going to still be incredible. Believe me. We're selling the
You're not selling it very
The
well,
s-
Chuck. It's still going
the
to be
same-
incredible, guys. Don't worry. It's just not.
no.
It's
Well, I
not
could
the
sell
one
it.
Mike has. It's
I guarantee it.
It's more a consolation prize.
You
Mike,
know
we'll
me.
get you a replacement. We'll take care
It's
of
like
it.
here. You know what it is? It's this shirt right here. Notice he's missing his top row of teeth.
Oh man, what
This
happened?
is a special edition K8MRD shirt here. That's the new Cartenna. It's it's almost there.
Did it come like
Every
that,
second.
Mike?
Yeah. Love the shirt, by the way. I
I saw you send me
like
that
the
picture.
quality better.
I thought you photoshopped it.
No. I'm serious. I'm serious. It's
Jason's
one of
worried
them
now.
has
He's like, what
both
the
of the
heck?
teeth. And
Well,
this
that's
one
my
doesn't.
okay. So that's my those are like the last two of your logo that my previous printer had. So I've switched over to that new printer in they're in Huntsville, Alabama. And that's where I'm getting all my stuff printed from. It's kind of a slow process to get everything switched over, but I ran out of my logo and your logo because those are probably the two most popular shirts ordered on the site. Well, your skull logo, not your tower logo. I ran out of the skull logo. And then I think Tanks was a very close second. There's just a few of those left. But so I started switching over at that point in time. So I'd be curious. I don't know why they would do that because those all came from the same place. So that must have been just a printing error, a mishap in printing. Okay, all right.
Didn't Josh have a shirt? Did Josh have some shirts that got done that had a misprint on the back of them or something like that?
Probably.
I don't know. Probably.
Can I talk a couple years ago? Can I talk about my new shirt? Is that
Did talk about whatever you want, man.
Allowable? Okay, hold on.
Just don't take the other one off.
No, please.
I'm not taking anything off.
More hair on his chest than he's got on his head.
Oh, you're not. You're not.
Well, he ain't the only one.
You're not.
I got more on my back.
I got more hair everywhere than I do on my head, man. Okay, that's not really what the show topic was about today.
How do you know?
We didn't have a topic.
Squirrel.
What are you doing?
Let me Chrome tab. Okay, can you share my screen now? So I've got these set up for Hamvention.
Take your time, Jason.
You have to allow my screen to be. There you go. Yeah. You have to click on it.
I thought Ape had it. I was just like watching him. Like he looks like he's really.
I was waiting. I was like, this is getting awkward. Brother's trying to share something. What are we doing here?
I thought Ape was doing it. So anyway, I survived the ham radio invasion of Dayton 2022. Hamharder, YouTubers Bunch, and the Pig Face. So
nice.
Those will be on the
ham it out.
Pig Face.
So if any of you guys with YouTube channels want one of those, I will get you one at cost. So don't order one from the website. Everybody else order from the website. So. But that's how that.
Send your money in now.
I wanted to go.
100 videos in order to get it at cost.
So I could get one of these and then trade it for a Cartena. Have somebody buy me one and trade it for a Cartena.
That's not how you spell poly, by the way.
Some sort of secondary market we could do on this.
How many polys died for this T-shirt?
I think I spelled it wrong on that one. I think most of them are spelled P-O-L-Y, but it's funny. Poly. It's a short for polyester. It's a cotton polyester blend.
Oh,
so does anyone have a shirt from Charlie Red Summit RF that Charlie sent you? Do you guys have one?
Never sent me one.
I'm the only special one, I guess. Okay, well,
I guess so.
The material used in his shirts, which is a very lightweight cotton blend, is what I'm using now. I really liked the quality of shirt and the material. It's very lightweight, cool. You know, I don't live in subarctic temperatures like T.O. does, so I want my shirts to breathe a little bit. And
light colors too.
That's the kind of. Yeah, well, I mean, most of my shirts are either navy blue or black or gray, but that's what the shirts are made out of now. So I've been really happy with the quality that they're coming in now.
Yeah, nice. What brand shirts are they? Do you know?
I forget.
Bella Vista.
I don't. That
or something like that.
Something similar to that. I think. Yes.
Those are nice shirts.
I'll send you. I got them when I was there last month. They printed a Tank radio shirt for me, just because that was the one they had pulled up in the computer when we were talking about stuff. I'm like, let me see how it's done. They printed one. I watched them do it, so I thought that was pretty cool. So they gave that to me. So I'll send you a picture of the logo. But I don't even have one of these Hamvention shirts myself yet. So I got to order myself some. So like I said, if you guys want one, let me know.
I was really trying to go.
With the Ape himself.
And it's my wife's birthday that weekend, every weekend. She's like, just go. But she didn't know that we were planning a surprise birthday party for her. Said, I don't know why you're not going.
Surprise! I got you a new radio.
Yes, I got you. Well, that's what happened last time I went. Both times I went, I brought. Well, I didn't bring them home. It was just easier to have them shipped home. You know. Mm-hmm. They didn't beat me home though. That's the unfortunate part.
They've got some crafts, some arts and crafts at Dayton.
Mm-hmm. No, she went. The first time I went, she actually went. She went one day and she enjoyed it. Actually, tell you the truth. She got to meet a bunch of the guys that I knew on the radio, that lived in that area, and I got to talk to those guys, meet them. Yeah, that's a cool thing about going to those. If you do have people that you talk to all the time and they're going to the same thing, it's it's neat meeting up with them because you may never actually ever get to do that otherwise.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dave.
Dave.
Thanks, David.
Okay, T-Ray, that is more information than anyone needs right there, buddy.
I think Abe now has all the information he needs.
Mm-hmm. Sheesh.
It's like it's like you're just being
You know what?
hugged.
I was already uncomfortable at Plasma's comment was soft and comfortable, and now I'm. Ooh, somebody call HR.
Abe will be.
All right. Yeah, the Smoking Ape shirt.
Now,
I had girls go, "Oh, you know Smoking Ape?"
My Smoking Ape shirt looks better on the floor.
Jason,
Really depends on who's wearing it.
Are you guys going to Huntsville this year?
I've already got my spot reserved.
Well, you've
Same
had
Jason's-
a trailer.
Jason's
spot
way
there
ahead of
for
the
a
game,
while,
man.
right?
On
Same
stuff.
spot. Well, the guys at Huntsville told me that things were selling out when I was there in March. They's like, you want to book your spot now? Things are selling out. So I called them, and they're like, oh, we got plenty of room available for that weekend. I'm like, okay. Well, so I got the same spot that I had last year. So be in the exact same spot right across from the bathhouse. And Mike loved that last year. So
I got it.
Would he the bathhouse?
yeah. It's an actual bathhouse with a shower and a toilet, not the kind that you would frequent. But
How many hours for you to drive there, Jason?
about 10.
They're very
that's
European.
See,
Is my
if
understanding.
I was only 10 for me, I'd
10 a
drive
day.
too.
I've got to
Is your new trailer a lot easier to tow now? Can you go faster and whatnot?
Yes, but it's still very evident that I don't have a diesel truck. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
It's
new
better than
guys
the
are
last
pretty
one.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But these winds we've had lately, man, holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
this wind has been freaking ridiculous. So
We went through Utah one time,
Uh-huh.
and I had an old gas Chevy that for the day it was pretty good power, right?
Right.
And my buddy had a diesel, and that's when the diesels and the Fords first started coming out and stuff. And he just pulled away from me.
Yeah.
But we're going down Utah one day on our way to Las Vegas, and these big rigs pulling triples are like blowing past me like I'm sitting still. I'm like, oh my God, what do they have in these things, you know? And I'm struggling to do 55, 60, you know, because of course we're going in the wind, not when you go with the wind, man. You talk about
when you
mileage.
got a
Holy
tailwind,
cow.
that's great. I took the new trailer up to the hunting lease, and I transferred all my stuff out of the old trailer to the new trailer, and I left it there for like a week or so. And then I brought it back like 2 days ago. I brought it home because we're going on a trip this week. And coming southbound on 287, I had a headwind coming right at me. So when I was on a flat straightaway, I was able to do 70 pretty well. You know, downhill, of course, do it. Going uphill, setting your cruise control, forget it.
All right.
Not happening. So, but that was
cruise
with a
control.
headwind. That was with a headwind.
Right.
So we can get rid
Did you
of this.
have to have like a brake thing tied in, like for the trailer?
My new trailer
Should.
does not have. It has emergency brakes. In other words, the way they described it is to me, if you hit the brakes real hard, it'll break, but it doesn't have like regular trailer brakes. My old trailer had regular trailer brakes, and I had.
Oh, you have surge brakes
Yes, that's what it is.
on the
surge
new one.
brake, Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
that way you can hook it
it's
to
not very-
anybody's vehicle.
Right. Yeah.
Mine has brakes, but there's a calibration thing that you need to go through
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get the
That's
brakes
what
all set.
my old trailer had. That it was pretty simple to do, really. But
The thing is like I don't necessarily want brakes in a trailer because now I got to replace those every X amount of, they're
Yes.
not
It
good
takes
brakes.
forever. Takes forever.
Right.
But
yeah.
the thing is my trailer is like 3,500 pounds, but then when you got all your stuff in there, it's like 4,000 pounds, which is like right at the limit for my Jeep to tow.
Okay.
And-
See, mine dry weight is 4,100 pounds.
Yeah, but you're pulling yours with a pickup, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's,
So like when I'm going up a hill on my Jeep, like I'm literally watching my gas meter.
You're maxed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
hear
pretty
you.
maxed out,
I hear
probably.
you.
So, did you buy like an overlanding type trailer, Jason? I don't know.
No, it's a regular RV trailer. I got a video that I'll be putting up soon. There's more to that story. I'll tell y'all later. But
Yeah, that's fine.
I went to this RV shop and I said, look, I'd love to have an overlanding trailer, but I want to be able to go camping with more people than just me, because a lot of those overlandings have like one bed and that's it. That's all they have. Their kitchens on the outside,
small.
like that trailer that Javi had at Sierra Nevada last year. That was a nice trailer, but I wanted something bigger than that. So I went there and I said, hey, I want the smallest, lightest weight trailer you guys have with a bathroom shower combo. And they're like, okay. And they showed me 3 different models, and I picked the one that I liked the best. And that they were all about the same weight. 2 of them had slide-out rooms. One of them did not have a slide-out room. And the one with no slide-out room weighed within 50 pounds of the 2 with the slide-out room. So I got the slide-out, yeah, because I'm like, why not? I mean, it adds like 50 pounds. Who cares? So I got the one with the slide-out room. It's got a really nice bathroom shower combo. The toilet is not in the shower. They had some where the toilet was like in the shower to save space.
But you can still pee in the shower if you want, though, right?
I guess you can. Yeah, I don't really,
Sure.
I kind of,
the 2-bath unit.
I let Frank stay in my trailer, so I don't really ask those kinds of questions much.
That's a hard habit to break.
Lord knows what's going on in that bathroom.
Well, as soon as that water starts running, man, it's warm.
Make sure you change out that water.
But let me tell you something. And I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, okay? These guys at the trailer, the sales guys, really nice guys at the trailer sales place, have no freaking clue about solar, batteries, charge control, solar charge control. They told me, they said,
right.
it's got this SAE plug on the side of it. And they said, you just plug a solar panel up to it and go. I'm like, cool. Where's the charge controller? They didn't know what that was. So
what you mean charge controller fancy pants?
And
you have to add that.
The website, solarontheside.com, which is the system that it's got, says you have to plug up your own charge controller. So I called the sales guy back. I'm like, if you're telling people to plug a panel into this, you were going to have people burn up their batteries, and they're going to call you saying, you just burned up my brand new $200 battery.
Well, they're lucky if it stops at the battery, right?
If the battery's the only problem.
Right.
That's right. Correct. So
well, some of those panels will do 20 watts. Right.
I
have panels that'll do 20 watts.
20 amps actually is what mine is.
No,
amps.
20 amps. Amps are.
I think you got them flip flop there.
That's a big one.
Yeah, mine.
No, volts. Excuse me, volts. Volts is what I'm talking about.
Oh, I don't know. Mine doesn't say volts. Mine says
when you hook it to a power meter, it'll be like 18 to 20 volts.
I'm confused now.
Okay.
It doesn't take much.
Mine,
20 amps is a big. 20 amps is a big.
I know that's 400 watt. That's a 400 watt panel,
right?
Or 400 watts worth of panel.
Jason and I have both been looking into this stuff.
Well, see, here's what I don't understand. On my trailer, the refrigerator, you have to light a pilot light to get it to work.
Mm-hmm. It's on propane.
I just push a button. Yeah.
How in the world is it on propane? Like that propane, my oven's on propane, my heater's on propane.
If you're lighting a pilot light, it's on some sort of.
Well, I get it. I have a propane tank, but I'm just like, I don't understand how that works because I thought the refrigerator was supposed to be cool.
Bernoulli's principle.
It does.
I'll explain it to you later.
Oh my gosh, Abe, you should be able to understand that. You got that technical mind.
One of the cool things about my new trailer, the refrigerator freezer combo, is 12 volt
compressor.
So it runs on the battery, and it runs on. And when you plug up the lights to the truck and start the truck, it runs through that system. So
is it a compressor? It's probably a compressor one, right?
I don't know about compressor. I just know
compressor ones are. Remember the fridge I brought to Yosemite in my truck?
Yes.
The little portable one. Mm-hmm. That's a compressor style, and they do make those for RVs now.
Okay.
That's what you want if you run off of battery power.
That's
WEC, I think he's right. That was a Clapton song, right? Where he's like propane.
When you won't
you don't lie, propane.
Right.
Driving that train on
Clapton rules.
Propane and
Clapton
propane
rules.
accessories.
That's God's gas. It's God's cooking there. We ask them politely but sternly to leave if they want it well done.
I didn't know who that was. I'm like, who else is in here?
I was like, has he got a soundboard going? That sounds.
I know.
That's Hank Hill.
So
nailed it.
We're building this yurt, right? And my buddy's like,
God.
You're building a yurt, really?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
And my buddy's this gal just he's retiring in 2 weeks, and she goes, "Oh, good, you'll be here full time." And I'm like, I retired because I don't want to work every day.
Right.
But she wants us to build this like shed roof thing for her animals to go under to be protected, when it's hot and when
like
it's
a lean-to.
rain. Yeah, like a lean-to, exactly.
I thought they called it a pergola.
We put those up too. I put shade on that the other day.
Is
that a Frenchman? Is that a Frenchman word?
That's
pergola?
fancy pants for lean-to.
So my buddy's then he tells me, he goes, "Oh, by the way, she wants solar." And I told her, "You know all about solar." I go, "I know enough about solar to be dangerous."
Right. right. Well, apparently you know a lot more than the RV community does.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. This overlanding show, Mike, you might want to plug your ears for this. They have no idea what power poles are. None.
They use those other.
Oh, they use the
they
good
use
stuff.
those
They use the
like,
good stuff.
stupid,
like six.
uh,
No. They use like 6 different kinds of connections. There's no standard to anything. And I'm like, why don't you just put power poles on it? What's that? I'm like, are you serious?
I don't know.
Right?
Well, those SAEs are real common on like
Yeah.
the 4-wheel campers and all
Yeah.
those places. They all use those as a place to hook into.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Well, it
they use
makes
on like
sense
all the
for water.
fishing stuff too, right? Like
Yeah.
the fishing batteries and all that are SAE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple
They're
of
not the
I got a
greatest.
couple of commercial grade solar panels that have those SAE connectors on it. The SIGS panels, the flexible SIGS panels, and they're fairly common. But it's easy to either just wire up your own or buy. Amazon has lots of cables where it has the SAE on one end and power poles on the other end.
Right.
So it's easy to.
A lot
to
of
go
them are
back and
coming that
forth,
way.
but-
I get that the mom and pop shops have to charge a little bit more than internet retailers, especially the ones that are shipping stuff from China. But like you were talking about the trailer guys not knowing anything about solar. So like when I got my trailer, we got a solar panel kit over here in the gift store in the sundry shop, and when you go in there, it's just like this little teeny panel and it's like $300 and
Right.
Yeah, right. 10 watts.
I'm like, oh my god.
The little
Well, I had to get a
Harvard-free
cable.
5-watt panel.
And again, I didn't mean any disrespect by that. What I'm saying is,
sure, I get it.
guess what? I've got like a list of videos in my head right now that's like this long. It's like I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this. So I'm going to see a lot of solar videos outcoming.
I had the same problem with going and looking at trucks. And I knew trucks because I was a mechanic, right? And this guy's telling me, I'm looking at 4-wheel drives. And he goes, oh, yeah, all you do is you lock those hubs in the front. And it's in 4-wheel drive. I go, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
All you've done is lock the front
All you've done
hubs.
is lock the hub.
Oh, no, it's a type of 4-wheel drive still. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
And I'm like, okay, most of the information I'm getting from you, I'm not even listening to.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to let people talk.
We just bought
and I did.
a
I
new
did buy
car. And it does it's one of these ones that stops at the stop sign. Like when you're at the stop sign, the car turns itself off.
Oh yeah.
To the Jeep?
No, this isn't Jeep. And I'm talking to the basic. Like I'm at the age in my life where now everybody that I deal with is a kid. They're younger than me, and like I don't know when that happened. But so I'm at the car deal, and I'm like, look, kid, when things stop and they start, that's where parts wear out.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Starters.
Correct.
Thank you, David Elkins. And the kid's like, sir, these
David.
parts are built to last. We have built them to last, and they will not wear out when you start and stop it. And I'm like, well, the cars would be the only thing because I've been through 2 refrigerators, 3 washing machines. I was like, everything today is built to wear out. And I was like, I have a hard time believing that this car is
replace.
one.
Expiration date.
Right. I'm like,
And
I want
just replace
the
it.
button to turn that off. And I was like, plus, what if I'm at the stop sign and I need to make a clean getaway? I'm like, what if,
Yeah.
And the Smoking Ape.
right. So
Most of them have those buttons where you can turn off
Yeah.
the turn off feature.
Yeah, I
I've
need to
got
find
that
my
in
wife's.
truck. I can bypass it.
But this
Hold
car,
on,
you
guys.
control through your phone. So like when you get in the car, you have to connect your phone and you control everything through your phone. I'm like, what happened if I don't? What if I don't have a phone?
Yeah.
I guess I could get a government phone, but it's how they get you.
So are you like steering with your phone like on the joystick on the screen?
No, but like if you can control, I think you
Gates
control the
needs to get
heat and the air conditioner and the sunroof and all that stuff with the
Why in
phone.
the hell would they do that?
It's how they get you.
Everything.
But why?
Everything's
Like
that way
FAA
now.
standards.
So like, don't
Gas
text
mileage.
and drive, but it's okay to pull out your phone to change the air
Right.
conditioning.
It's got a giant touchscreen. It's got a giant touchscreen panel in the middle, but like.
Oh, you got one of them Teslas.
But to me, it's confusing. It's a Honda, but like when it's just confusing to me because I'm like, there's too many dang on icons that are non-standard icons.
And it's
like-
it's not just because that's a Honda.
Reach over and feel it.
I have a 2019 F-150, and it ties in with the phone and all that. Get a text. I hear the phone. I tell Siri to play my text. You have to unlock your phone first. Why do we have this? I have to take my phone out and unlock it with either the face thing or type in the password.
Today's going to be
Don't
a
you
Don't use the face thing. That's how they get you, Jim.
That's how they
I-
get you.
I'm
Guys, I
in
gotta
the
go.
database. I've been
So take it easy.
All right,
Jason. Thanks for
Jason.
showing
Jason.
up.
Thanks for the
for
invite.
coming.
Y'all have a good one.
Later.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Man,
it's like,
wow.
why did you put this in here if I got to unlock the damn phone with my face to hear the text that this is supposed to do while I'm driving?
Well, I
You gotta
think,
I'm
you
sorry,
know,
I was
phone
going
up
full
in front of
Molson
your
on
field
that.
of vision.
Yes, that's right. I either have to hold it up so it can see my face, or I have to put my face down so I can type my passcode.
I
Because
was
God
looking
knows
at-
I need that text from FedEx. It makes me crazy to not know.
I was looking at those chargers that you just set your phone in and they mount up high, and I'm like, oh man, I watch YouTube sometimes going down the road. I don't know. I don't want that up high. I'm watching Mike's YouTube as I'm going down the freeway. Just to waste some time,
in the rearview mirror. Let him see it.
Yeah.
It's my GPS.
Yeah, this car has one of those.
It navigates me through life.
You just put the phone in a spot and it charges it.
The scary thing is TVs and computers like that stuff puts me to sleep. So I have to watch it.
Well, so here's the thing. Like with my phone, if I go out and I get in my car, my Jeep, to the grocery store this time of day, usually it's this far away, and I'm like, how does it know that? And then like if it's early in the morning, it'll be like, oh, if you're driving to work, here's the best way to get there, and it just would tell me all this stuff. Here's the part that freaks me out about it. It doesn't tell me when I'm standing outside the car. It tells me when I'm inside the car, and that's like a 2-foot difference. And people are like, well, that's GPS. That's GPS telling you that. BS, because what if I park my car or move my car over 2 feet or get in the car next to it? It still knows I'm in a car for some reason. I think it's HAL 19.
They know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody on it. My camera's hooked up to a screen somewhere in China. Some guys.
Clip is correct.
So I've got a ham radio topic here.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, folks, we're out of time.
Yep.
Gotta go, later, man. The game over, buddy.
This can go down a long rabbit hole, though. So, Abe, we were talking about you.
We've been in a rabbit hole the last hour and a half.
I know. On the Discord last night on Josh's stream, and we were talking about bandpass filters.
Mm-hmm.
And how we think you are the person for the job to do the testing of the toroids, because it involves toroids and a nano VNA.
We can do that.
Are right up your alley. So Scott, Ham Radio for Non-Techies, has been trying to figure out a way to make bandpass filters, because he and I activate quite a bit, and bandpass filters are stupid expensive.
Yeah,
they're like $130 each. So and there's not really much information on the YouTubes.
There's not
about how to make them. So Scott is doing a lot of research and trying to figure out how to make them. But then Don N5SKT brought up.
I've got the master plan right here.
Look at that, buddy.
We just prepared a dossier.
It's funny Mike brings this up because we talked about this yesterday on the show.
We did. He must have been watching.
I was giving a presentation on Parks on the Air to the local ham club yesterday.
Yeah.
At 9 a.m.
No, we actually did talk about this yesterday. I brought it up to Ape, and Ape brings up his little chart. He goes, I already got it working.
So we need to make this happen, because to pay $120. I mean, there's probably $10 in parts to make a bandpass filter. Maybe a little more than that.
I actually have one I can take apart.
Well, I have a somewhere around here. I've got a low pass filter. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, high pass filter. Yeah, it's a high pass filter. And I paid $100 for it, and I took it apart, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, geez, I've got all of the toroids and resistors that are in here sitting in a box right here. I could have just built this thing.
Yeah.
So
we need to form an alliance.
Okay.
Or something, or maybe you have a car pass filter or something, a kit.
We're working on a no pass filter.
Scott's got to get in on some of those royalties, though, or you guys got to get together and figure something out, because that's something that more people need bandpass filters, and they don't need to spend $130 for them.
Right. No, I agree. It was funny because when we were talking about it yesterday, everybody wants one for 20 meters, and the thing is that everybody does want one for 20 meters, but when you're all in the same place, you're going to need them for 20, 15.
Yeah, you can't all be on 20 meters.
No.
Right.
It won't work
that would be nice.
So you got to have an array of filters.
You need all the bands.
All the bands.
So, I mean, you're $1,000 if you really want all of the bands for the bandpass filters.
So Mike, do you think 100-watt version was plenty, right?
I don't.
Maybe it's good for 125. Because most people aren't portable more than that.
Overbuild it and derate it,
Yeah.
So
I want to keep it small too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think we could probably do 100-watt bandpass filter for around $40 in parts, easily in parts. So we're not joking around. It's definitely something we were working on. Like I've got these copper boards that you have to mount the components to, and over there I've got all the Hammond boxes to put them in. I've got the box of Toroids. Just taking a look at it, making it happen.
And the kit price will be way cheaper than buying it all the because half the time you can't buy just one piece, right, or two pieces. It's a pack of 5 or 10. So
yeah, for
that's
for
what
sure.
we found out with the Cartena is a lot of the stuff you have to buy in bulk, and you don't need. A lot of people don't want bulk. I looked at the K6ARK one time, right?
Why I like kits.
And I'm like, I don't want to buy 10 of those little resistors that I'll never use.
I'm going to put you on stop cam for a minute.
Even though they were cheap. Whoa.
Okay, bye, Ape.
God, thank God we don't have to look at that anymore.
He might have
Yeah, I
had
mean,
to make water.
He's the host of the show, though, so we can't leave until he comes back. So
Sure we can.
we're stuck here for a while. Yeah. Everybody just be watching the Ape screen.
And make sure you stick
Probably get a
around.
lot
Mike.
more viewers.
Make sure you stick around after, Mike. I'll have to show you something. So
I mean,
something important, not.
Ape and I have been talking about the filter thing anyway. I think we're planning on doing a car Saturday or Sunday morning on filters. And you can slap a filter together pretty quick, but the secret sauce is parts good enough to handle 100 watts.
We'll call that the Will Smith filter.
It is. So like here are the project boxes that I've got for the thing. This is a pretty good sized box. I'm not sure you can fit 100 watter in here. It might have to be thicker this way to get 100 watter in there.
Yeah, they're big and they're not small.
No,
Yeah, they usually have holes, right?
big
Might have holes in it. If I remember right.
But this is a Hammond box. I forget what size it is, and so you probably know these, Mike, as stomp boxes. I think is the other thing that they call them for guitar. A lot of guitar players make stuff with out of these. So we might be able to get them cheaper, like at a guitar place, than like a.
I've never seen one of those at Guitar Center.
No,
Really?
and if it was at Guitar Center, it would cost 5 times more than you paid for it.
What?
Now,
Yeah.
And the salesman would lie about what it does.
Just like the car guy.
I might have been
He
at a Guitar
knows.
Center before. Yeah,
He will tell the truth he knows, which might not be the truth the rest of the world knows.
yeah, it's like asking that pimply faced kid at Best Buy if this is a good computer.
it's Toshiba Guts.
Yeah,
But that's it's a cool project.
Yeah,
Yep,
we need to.
it's coming.
We need to get that.
We got a
boys,
bunch of
we're at
stuff coming.
10:30. Just FYI.
Yes.
Anybody's looked at the clock.
In fact, hey,
said
anybody
no smoke on
anybody
the water.
watching this in the chat, let us know what type of antennas you would like in a kit form. If there's anything that's special to you that you might want us to do, because we've got a few things working already, but ideas from you guys is good too.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
we don't want to make something nobody wants, you know.
All right, well, I guess we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for all the super chats. Really appreciate it. Your comments and questions drive the content of the show, and it's awesome.
Yes.
And then thank you, Mike, for joining in today. Had a great
Mike.
time.
That's my privilege. Thanks for having me.
We're going to need to do more of these, not about Ham Radio.
Yeah, it was fun. It was actually really fun.
All right, I'm hitting the button. Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.